If your online courses are scattered across so many emails, random bookmarks, and all of these different folders across your digital workspace, yeah, you're not alone. I've been there too, but there is a simple fix. Hey, I'm Lucy, and I help online business owners create simple systems that make running your business feel lighter and much more simple. And in this video, I'm showing you the simple learning library that I use inside of Trello to keep track of all of those digital courses that I have purchased throughout the years, or even gotten through bundles and summits, because we know that those can be a lot. And if you like the exact system that I use, including the Trello template and the strategic walkthrough, there's going to be a link down below for you to grab it for yourself, so that way you don't have to create it from scratch. But first, let me just talk through what the system even is and how it can help you. So as business owners, especially online business owners, we get put into this world where learning is so easily accessible, and there's so many amazing collaborative events like bundles and summits, and you can get access to so many great resources and courses for free or at crazy low values, or even just from creators that you love and adore. But after a while, we might have gone a little bit overboard and grabbed so many more courses than we can actually handle, more than we can actually dive into and implement. So after a few months of accessing so many resources, those learning courses and all of the materials just become scattered across so many different places, which means that you forget what you already purchased, you waste time searching for all of the links, and sometimes you might even buy the same course twice. Yes, I have done this, and even my students have emailed me to be like, hey, I was sold on this again and I bought it for the second time. Can you please help me? So yeah, I have been there, and several of my students have been there as well. So don't think that you're alone in this, okay? But this does show and bring to light that there are just so many courses that we have access to that we don't even know about because they're scattered all over the place. And so it's really nice when you can have just one single organized place to track all of these logins, the folders, the tools, the materials, the courses, the list goes on that you have accessed either for free or that you have specifically paid for. So yeah, you're definitely not alone. Most solopreneurs have their resources scattered across email confirmations, bookmark folders, random notes, Google Drive, all of these different course dashboards, which means you as a student ends up having so many different logins, and how the heck are you supposed to remember all of that? Like, you're not going to. So all of this makes it hard for you to remember what you own. It makes it hard for you to pick up where you left off. Like, you might have had the best intentions to actually dive into the course, but now you can't even find where that freaking login is. It makes it really hard to revisit these valuable trainings later on when you don't have this one single place to pull from. So that's why I created this central hub for every course and resource that you have access to, so you can create your own little Netflix library of learning material for your online business. So instead of having scattered links across all of these different places, everything just lives in one organized place. So there's a couple of things that I want your system to absolutely include. So your system should really help you quickly see what it is that you own, what you have started, what you have finished, and where the links are and what the links are, okay? Those are the minimum things that your system should have, okay? And doing this, even just having these bare minimum things, is going to give you instant clarity with what you own, what you already have access to, even the types of things that you have access to. So, for example, if you're trying to learn about Instagram, you'll be able to see which Instagram specific resources you own. So even though you're not buying this exact same course again, maybe you can come back to this to see which of the Instagram resources you already have that you haven't dived into, so you can dive into those before buying more. It's easier to return to those unfinished courses Like I said, we all have the best intentions. So sometimes we get pulled away. Life happens, we get distracted. Maybe other opportunities come up, or we need to pause on a specific project for a while. But now, when you have a centralized place to go to that's keeping track of everything that you have started, then you can go back to pick up right where you left off in those unfinished courses. And of course, you don't have to go searching through emails and trying to remember the hundreds of creators that you've signed up for and who did you unsubscribe to and who didn't you, because at least you'll have the login information and you can dive right into those courses whenever you need to. So I personally love using Trello for my learning library because in case you are new to me, I use Trello for almost everything. I freaking love it as my organization and central hub. And so I use Trello for this too. It's just such a nice visual layout to cleanly see everything that I own. It's easy to update. I can literally add a new course within a matter of seconds in my system. And each resource will essentially get its own Trello card. So it's easy to just see things at a glance when I log into this board. So what goes inside each of these cards inside of Trello? Which if you don't use Trello, then you could do this in the tool that you use. So again, you want to have that course link, that course login information. You want to possibly consider having space for like notes or takeaways. And it doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't. So I'm going to jump in and just quickly show you what my actual board looks like to give you a visual of how ridiculously simple this system can be. All right, so we are in my actual board. We're in an example of like my actual board. And this is not even the full list of resources that I own, okay? Like, let me just throw that out there. But as I am working on things that I'm adding to this board, but I just wanted to quickly show you how this board literally saves me so much, how this system saves me so much time and actually money as well. So let's say I'm wanting to learn about Instagram Reels. Like, let me say I want to get actually strategic with Reels. So all I need to do is come in here, go up to my filter and type in Reels, and I can see that there's 2 cards that teach me about Reels. And I have all of this categorized. Every single card is specifically a resource. And so before I go and buy another resource, then all I have to do is come in here to see like, okay, what do I have about Reels? And I can see that I have 2. I have 2 on Reels that I can dive into before, maybe hopefully these courses will give me everything that I needed to at least start or to try out. But now I've just saved myself from spending more money on something that I might have already had access to. And so this is a real life example of how this system truly helps you stay organized, but also can save you money in the long run. Because if you are someone who especially has gotten access to so many courses and resources over time, especially through bundles and summits, like you have so many resources accessible to you where you just need to get them all into one centralized place so they're not living all over the place. And you know exactly what you have access to so that it's there when you need it. Now, I do want to mention, you do not need to transfer over everything at once into this board. That would make it 100% overwhelming, and we do not want to do that, okay? I really recommend that you take it easy, and you could spend a few minutes a week. You could start with just the courses that you are currently in the middle of going through, of taking, and then you can add some courses that you want to revisit. Like, do it in small batches. Don't feel like you have to do it all at once. And, if there's a recent bundle that you just got access to, go ahead and put it into here. Break it up, okay? Break it up, otherwise it will feel overwhelming. But once it's in here, it's going to be a lifesaver because these cards have the information that I need. This system tells me what I already have access to and what I don't. I can tell because these don't have any labels on them that I haven't even gone through them, which lets me know like, yep, before I get something else, I should probably give these a chance. And inside of these cards is the login link to the resource. Like, I'm not going to have to search everywhere for it. So yeah, it's a little bit of work up front, but you just thought, like, if this was literally my situation, that took me seconds to find versus having to go through this bookmark folder and that email address and those Google folders and that course platform and trying to figure out who is that person. Like, I'll see so many Facebook posts seeing or talking about, like, hey, I got this bundle recently and it had this course product about this, but I don't remember who it was. So can y'all tell me so I can go and search my inbox to see if I have it? Like, I see that post all of the time. And that takes minutes, sometimes hours. And this system literally just narrowed it down for me into seconds. So it's definitely worth it. Definitely worth taking a few minutes to create the system, to input the things that you need into the system, and then to start using it, okay? Just remember, you are not trying to create the perfect archive overnight, but you do want to have this one centralized place where you can keep all of your courses organized and moving forward. So as you see, for business owners, this system really helps you stop losing valuable resources. It helps you actually finish the courses that you buy and have gotten access to. It helps you revisit important things as needed, because that's another progress marker that you can add. And it also helps reduce the digital clutter by having things all over the place. So instead of having a pile of forgotten purchases, you now have a personal business library that you can access anytime, anywhere. Because yes, you can you can access it from mobile if you're using Trello specifically. Now, if you want this exact setup without having to build everything from scratch yourself, without having to manually add in the different types of progress markers that you might need, the card covers, all of the things. And I created this Trello template along with a quick walkthrough lesson to show you exactly how to start building and finding all of those past courses that you have purchased and access, so that way you can have and leave with your own personal learning library. And of course, this also comes with a few bonuses. So there's bonus tutorials, like bonus automation tutorials to speed up your workflow, and resources to really help you track down everything that you own and to keep all of the courses that you purchase moving forward organized. Just head to the link in the show notes or the description to check it out. And of course, like always, don't forget to follow or subscribe wherever you're listening, so that way you know once the next episode is released. I'm so excited to help you keep creating better systems, and I'll see you in the next one.